Even if Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner called time on their careers today, both players would walk away as legends, having crafted one of the sport's most memorable rivalries. Both players are still early in their careers, with Sinner 23 years old and Alcaraz 24, meaning there should be plenty more to come from them over the next decade. Just as Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic began to fade from the top of the sport, Alcaraz and Sinner stepped into the spotlight without missing a beat. Their arrival wasn't just about potential, it quickly turned into results. The two have claimed all of the last 9 Grand Slam titles between them. "I think we're in a golden era already," Courier said when speaking to TNT Sports. Jim Courier predicts big things for the Alcaraz-Sinner rivalry. "It's a shame we won't get another chapter of their rivalry at Roland Garros this year, with Alcaraz sidelined by injury. With his absence, it's hard to see anyone stopping Sinner from adding another title to his collection and completing the career Grand Slam." Speaking about their rivalry, Courier said, "They're a new generation of players who grew up watching the Big Three and have taken that prototype game and the best elements that Roger, Rafa, Novak, and Andy Murray also brought to the table, and they put them into their little machines and spit out this sort of next-gen version of it. I'm not saying that they're better players necessarily, but I'm saying that they play a faster brand of that same type of tennis because they're playing with light equipment. They're aggressive. They move that way. It's early on in this rivalry, but if they're healthy, this is going to be one of the game's greatest rivalries." Sinner has also recently equaled an all-time record held by both Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. Mats Wilander believes Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner have already surpassed Roger Federer in a key area. During the same interview, Wilander was also eager to share his thoughts on what is already shaping up to be a legendary rivalry. But rather than draw comparisons with Federer and Djokovic, he linked it more closely to Federer and Nadal, explaining why he thinks Alcaraz and Sinner have already moved ahead of the Swiss great in one respect. The Swedish former world number 1 said, "It does remind me of the rivalry that Roger Federer had eventually with Rafael Nadal. Federer had claimed most of his victories in the generation before, and then Rafa came, but no one thought anyone could beat Roger Federer, and then Rafael Nadal comes along. If you had to build a tennis player that could beat Roger Federer, you would build a left-hander with a lot of topspin. Along comes Sinner and Alcaraz, and in one way they play quite similar," he added. "They play very fast. They move quite similar because they move very athletically, most probably more athletically than at least Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. Maybe more so like Novak Djokovic, extremely flexible and extremely quick. But it's different because there's only the two of them, and we have been lucky enough to see them play each other on all 3 surfaces. Not in all Grand Slam finals, but we're getting close to it, and the games are very similar on all 3 surfaces."